it's Floral Pintura here, aka Karencita. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, please subscribe. If you're into self-care, self-love, and mental health awareness, this is the channel for you because I am your mindfulness bestie and I'm here to tell you things that will help you in your everyday life because you absolutely deserve it. These things are really important to me because of the way certain things went as I grew up, you know what I mean? I feel like I was very much myself a lot of the time. Like I was very authentic, very my own person, and you know, a lot of kids can't really fathom that. Like, you don't want to follow them, you want to be your own person, you don't really care what they think. Yeah, I never did. I never did. So I feel like a lot of the times it was really hard for me to build like strong connections and strong friendships with people who are also like similar to me, and that happened a lot growing up. And so then when I went to college, I actually met people that I had things in common with, and not that I have made many friends like that I still am in contact with after college, but I do have those select few that we do connect and then we still reach out and hang out, and I'm very grateful for that because these connections don't always come in life, you know. They only come sometimes during the season, sometimes when you need them, but I try my best to appreciate them when they're here because they're very, 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 very needed. Community is needed, people are needed, friends are needed, and I honestly have always believed that. I've never believed that I should be doing everything myself and that my life should be like, oh, it's me against the world. But just because I didn't believe that, that doesn't mean that's not what my reality was. My reality was very much, it was me against the world for a long time, and I got myself out of that because I knew that I couldn't build any connections or any real community if I kept feeling like a victim to everything that I went through and the way people have treated me and the way I've always been like, I don't know, like by family, I was always like the second option. My family growing up, I love them, I love my parents, but so many things happened throughout my upbringing. Like my sister and I have an older sister, she's 5 years older, but because of how life happened, she got certain things I didn't, and that did affect me growing up, you know what I mean? And I wish I didn't, and now I'm like, I've built a great life for myself thus far because I want better for myself, and I speak about that a lot, but I do want better for myself. I speak about that a lot because I feel like it did frame me into the person I am today, and sometimes my family doesn't understand me. Like I am very much the black sheep sometimes, but honestly, I've grown to be very comfortable in that role. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here for those people who are the black sheep of their families. For those of you who haven't always had a best friend that understands you, or a best friend that you can do everything with, you know what I mean? Like you had those phases in your life that you spent a lot of time alone. You had to figure things out alone. You had to go through the hardest things of your life alone. I'm here for you because that was me. That was absolutely me. So I'm absolutely here for you. And I want us to work on this together because we can absolutely continue to heal and keep growing together and keep growing in community because we don't have to be doing it alone. And especially as we saw this TikTok shenanigans happen, we have to be proactive and just have people in our corners that support us and believe us and can keep us up when we're down because we can't always keep ourselves up. And I know that for a fact. That's someone who's very much, I can do everything that I need to do. Like, I literally am always like, I can do it. I can do it. I don't need you to do it. I can do it. And that's if, like, someone's not doing something as urgent as I need them to. If something's not happening the way I want it to, like, I got it. I got it. I don't need anyone else to do it. I've been trying to reframe that mindset into, like, all right, we're just going to let other people do these things for you. And if you don't like the way they do them, just let them know. In a nice way, you know, because the approach and the tone does matter. But I really want to talk about other self-care things that I do in my everyday life. So I just wanted to talk about the background and where all of this self-care talk came from. And I want to dive into things that I do in my everyday life that you could do too, that could support you and help you out every single day because these days are hard. Working at a job I don't really like, it's hard. Not always being able to hang out with my friends is hard. Not being able to enjoy things all the time after work because I'm tired, it's hard. Like, I've come to the conclusion that we just have to keep diving into things we like outside of work and outside of these spaces that aren't really for us, and create spaces that are for us and find the community and keep in touch with that community and keep trying to build that life that you really want, because it's absolutely out there. I believe the life that I want is out there. I'm just still growing towards it. I'm still fighting for it, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get out of survival mode so I can get more into my love portion of my life, you know what I mean? Instead of being a victim of survival mode and being the victim of my environment, being a victim of all of that, I want to be more of a person who lives, a person who's happy, a person who's able to take these opportunities and live her best life. I don't have many restrictions other than, you know, my normal everyday bills. I don't have a kid. It's just me, like, and my boyfriend. Like, I can make these things happen. Honestly, it's just been so hard trying to get my foot off the ground with a lot of these things, but I feel like one day it's just all gonna pay off. So we're just gonna keep doing it. All right, let's get into it. So for about a year and 4 months, maybe. Yeah, a year and 4 months, I've been doing yoga, and yoga has changed my life. Honestly, it has changed my life. It has changed the way I see my body and the way I used to see it, because I feel like as a child, I was a very sick child. I have asthma, and I've always had asthma, so I was always in the hospital. So my bones are weaker because of the medicines that I used to take as a kid. So mindful of that, I was like, oh no. We gotta get to the gym and get these muscles up and gotta get this going, because we're way too young. So we feel like we're 65 years old in our body. So 3 years ago, I started the gym. And the first year of going to the gym, it was more of just like trying to get myself to be consistent and trying to show up for myself. And then I got a trainer the next year. And then I started actually having a good routines that I could follow. I got sick last year, so I have to get back into the gym, but that is something I consistently do and love to do. But I've been working on bettering my asthma before I get back to the gym, because, you know, I can't be out here wheezing my lungs away. I am trying to survive for the next day. But yoga has helped a lot with my breathing too, meditation, because I do meditate every morning, which is another self-care practice I do every day. I meditate. I do it before I do yoga most of the time, but it's something I do in the mornings, even before work, because yoga I'll do if it's in the weekdays, I'll just do it after work, like around like 6. But if I'm at home on the weekend, you probably meditate yoga. That's usually how it always goes. That combination really works for me, because it kind of goes hand in hand, because you do a little bit of meditation before yoga. I watch a YouTuber yoga instructor. Her name is at Yoga with Nico, I believe, and she is amazing. She's a Black woman, so if you know, find people who look like you in these platforms and go shout her out, tell her that I sent you. She probably don't know about me, but like, I want people to go watch her videos more, because she has helped me a lot with my body composition and trying to be a little bit more flexible and not being so harsh with myself in that way. And I recommend that you guys go watch her too. The self-care practices that I'm working on currently as one of my New Year's resolutions is limiting the negative self-talk and reframing it into a positive self-talk. And I've been working on this for a while, and I posted it on TikTok. I have posted it on my Instagram. I've been really working at this for a bit, because I'm really tired of being the meanest person to myself, because you know what? Life's already hard. I don't have to be that person for myself. I can actually be the nicest person to myself and treat myself nicely and give myself grace, because I absolutely deserve it. Another self-care practice I do is limiting my negative self-talk. I've been really trying to reframe those thoughts into positive ones, or into more growthful ones, instead of like the negative, I hate my life, I hate how this is going, I hate that goes on. Because I don't hate it. It's just like, I don't like that moment. And I just have to remember that it's not that deep sometimes. Even though it feels like it, and I can absolutely validate my feelings and say, yeah, absolutely feels like this, but it's really not. And I gotta continue and I gotta move on. But that's a big part of how I want to change my life. I feel like because of how much I have gone through by myself, I've had to really be real resilient, real strong, and not always have that positive mind to reframe my mind, my thoughts, myself. Like, I was in a very dark space sometimes, but now I'm in a much better space. I've been making my affirmations. I've been working on it. I've been making my content. I've also been making gratitude content on TikTok. So in the mornings before work, I'll post like, grateful for another day to choose the life that I want. And I've gone with that. That's helped me a lot too, because affirming yourself and affirming what you want is a way of manifesting it into your everyday life. I'm sprinkling it here and there. I feel like I'm not a manifester, like I'm a generator, so I really have to work with what makes me happy, and that's what's going to help me grow. But I need to also just speak these things into existence, because if I keep speaking them, they are bound to happen. I do believe that. And one more self-care practice for this video is rest. Absolutely rest when you need to. If you need to take a mental health day, if you need to take a rest day from work, if you can and you're able to, absolutely do it. I always recommend you cannot be there for people if you're not there for yourself first. Remember that. You cannot be there for others unless you're there for yourself first. And if you're not doing well and you're not resting and taking care of your body, then you cannot be there for other people, and then you're gonna feel bad. Wow, Dad. You're gonna feel down about it, and you're gonna feel guilty about it. But there's nothing to feel guilty about as long as you're taking care of yourself and communicating with those around you that you need some time to do yourself, to do your self-care and give yourself some self-love, because you absolutely deserve it. If you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate you. I really emphasize doing self-care things every day, especially as this new election season's coming in, this whole new presidential election. I don't even want to talk about it too much, but I know it does take a toll on our lives, and it's still our everyday. So honestly, please do some self-care, encourage self-love within your life, encourage love within your communities, and keep yourself grounded. And if you need some advice on keeping yourself grounded, I can definitely make a video on that and what I do to keep myself grounded in struggle times, rough times, not the best times. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, The Floral Pintura. Check out my blog at floralpintura.home.blog. TikTok is back, not back, I don't know, but it's also floral.pintura. I will just put them all on the screen, and I'll see you next time. Peace. And I almost forgot. Make sure you do some self-care today, because you absolutely deserve it. Peace.